I don't think I've told this story yet, but Danny he looked like Charles Bronson. He was a roofer, and I used to call him Charles Bronson all the time. But he was a blonde-headed Charles Bronson. He was a nice kid, good-looking guy, really nice kid, but kind of funny sometimes. But we'd be up there roofing, and we had a blast roofing. We worked hard together. We worked so hard together. All those guys, all those return missionaries, me and them, we worked so hard on all those gravel roofs. It was awesome having that crew. But I took the guys up hunting. I took him and Danny, and I can't remember who all went with us, but I know Danny was there. Start going towards Evanston. There is a rest stop there about 2 miles up the road. Anyway, my friend Kurt, showed me that there's some good deer hunting up that way. So we go up there deer hunting a few times, and I'm thinking, oh, I want to go up there deer hunting. So I took Danny up on a Wednesday night. Was it a Wednesday night? No. Okay, so me and Kurt went up on Saturday. And when we got up there, we got to the top of the mountain. There was a few people that got deer and shot deer. And I think Kurt shot a 2-point. But anyway, I got up on top of the mountain. And my friend says, now down below, back off that side of the mountain. Don't shoot anything down there. There's cliffs down there. And that's a private hunting zone down there. It's a private hunting club. I'm like, okay, so up the top of the mountain's okay. Down below, it's not. So I get up there, and I heard several shots going on. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. But anyway, heard these shots going on. And I got up there, and there was these two guys up there. Hi, how you guys doing? Good, good. Where are you from? Well, we're from California. And they're kind of looking at me like, you guys seen any? Yeah, we saw a 4-point, shot a little bit at it, and I could tell there was something not quite right about this whole thing. But I think I think the young man had shot a deer down in the backside by the private hunting area. It was a private hunting club. And it was a 4-point. They said they had shot a 4-point. But they were looking at me like, I'm like, are you guys going to go down and get it? And they're like, I could kind of tell that they were hesitant about going down into these cliffs, into this steep country to get this deer that they had shot. But I thought, whatever, they'll go get it and they'll do their thing. It's not my business anyway. So this is Saturday morning, hunting, the opening day of the hunt. And I remember it, and I think, whatever, let's go hunt. I never got anything that day, so I want to come back up. So I come back up with my roofers. Danny, he's a nice guy, like I said. And I told Danny, and I said the other guys, there was a couple other guys, maybe Aaron was with me. I don't remember who was with me. But I said, when we go up there, do not, I know one of my sons was with me, I think. But I says, do not, I think Brandon was with me. I says, do not shoot a deer off the backside because it's steep, it's got a bunch of cliffs, and it's a private hunting club. Daddy's like, okay. So he hikes like a fool. He hikes like a horse, and he hikes up there. And I get up there, and before I get there, I hear a bunch of shots, and I'm like, well, that must be Danny up there shooting, I think, well, I hope he got something, So anyway, I get up to the top of the mountain, and I'm like looking around for Danny. I don't see him on the side that he's supposed to be on, and I look down in, and I go, oh my heck, I can see Danny. I get my binoculars out. His orange clothing, he's way down in. And I'm like, what the crap, Danny? I says, Danny. And he looks up and he goes, Bruce, I got one. I'm like, cool, Danny. You're down in the cliffs. You're in the steep country. Remember, I didn't say this at the time. I'm thinking, well, he shot one. I guess I better go help him get it out. So we hiked down. It's really horribly steep. We hiked down, and Danny's down there cleaning this deer. And it smells really bad. And as he's cleaning this deer, I'm thinking, that's weird. And I start looking at the deer, and it's there's no blood. There's very little blood. There's guts. They're kind of green. There's guts out, but there's very little blood. And usually when you shoot a deer, there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of guts when you're cleaning it out. There's a lot of fresh, juicy guts and blood. And I didn't see that, but it smelled real bad. And Danny smelled bad. And I'm like, Danny, where'd you shoot the deer? And I couldn't find any place that he shot the deer. He goes, I don't know. I shot 4 times and I got it because it fell down. And I says, and then I started thinking, these 2 guys that had shot this deer on Saturday, I wonder if this is the same deer, and they never came down and got it. And it's a 4-point. And I said, where'd you shoot it? We couldn't find anywhere that it had been shot. A fresh shot. Okay? I think we might have found that there was a shot in it, but it wasn't a fresh shot. And what we did see though was gangrene, all this gangrene, smelly, pukey smell coming out of this deer with gangrene. And Danny had it all of his clothes and everything, you know. It was horrible. And I asked him, I said, Danny, when you shot the deer, did you see it fall? He goes, no, I shot it a couple times, but then eventually I saw it fall. And then when I got down, I says, Danny, when you got down here, was the deer dead? He goes, no, it wasn't dead. I says, what did you do when you found that it wasn't dead? He says, well, I got my knife out and I grabbed the horns and I wrestled it around and I cut its throat. Oh, you cut its throat while it was still alive. Yeah, I cut its throat while it was still alive to kill it. And that killed it. Yeah, that killed it. He goes, I go, really? Wow. You know what I think, Danny? I think you didn't kill that deer with your shot. I think you saw a deer that was stumbling around down here trying to live. You shot at it. It was weak. It fell. You didn't even shoot it. But when you cut its throat, you finally killed it. And I said, look at all of it. It's got all gangrene. There's gangrene all of its leg. Its guts are smelly. Its whole thing smells. He goes, oh wow, Bruce, man, maybe I should. Should I take it with me? Should I take the head with me? At least take the head. I said, Danny, you can't eat the meat. You didn't shoot this thing. You did not shoot this thing. There's no bullets where you shot it. You killed it with a knife. Thank goodness you did. You put it out of its misery. But then he wanted to take the head because it had a nice 4-point on it. You know, I says, no, you better not take the head either because that also has gangrene contamination on it. It's just not healthy. So anyway, we hiked out of there. I'm sure it was those two guys from California that had shot the deer, and thank goodness Danny was able to find it and then cut its throat and put it out of its misery. Too bad, but anyway, he never took any part of it with him, and it was too bad. I can't remember if we called I'm not sure if I think we might have called the game wardens and told them what had happened and reported it. What had happened. I think they were going to go up and look at it, up there above the. We didn't even know exactly how to explain where it was, so I don't know what they ever did with that information. But anyway, he wanted to take the head, but he couldn't. But anyway, he stunk so bad. I made him take off his clothes and sit in the back of the truck, and he froze his butt off in the back of the truck. But I didn't let him into the truck because he stunk so bad. I made him ride in the back of the truck all the way home.